Hello everyone, today I'll be making Japanese curry.
Okay, so now we'll be making the rice. Okay, so rice is easy, just 2 cups of rice with a ratio of 1 3/4 of water. Also, rice has to be well rinsed. Once you just put all the rice in the water, put a bit of onion, some salt, and let it cook. Okay, first, onions.
Once all your onions are nice and arc shaped or like in a line shape, you can go ahead, put them in a bowl and cook them later because first you have to cut everything. Then 5 cloves of garlic. To peel them, as you see, you just have to grab a knife and just push it down so it cracks and it's easy to peel. Once all your 5 cloves of garlic are nice and peeled, you can start and chop them off. First cut the tails and the head. Once all your garlic is nice and chopped, you can just put it in another bowl. Alright, next we have ginger. So, peeling ginger isn't that hard. You just need a spoon in the ginger, and you just need to peel it. Once the ginger is nice and peeled, you can chop it into smaller chunks. Having chunks is important so you can then chew them while you're eating. Once you get your chunks of ginger, you can go ahead and put them in another bowl. Okay, now we're going to have to peel and grain a Fuji apple.
Okay, now you grain it. Yep. And once that's done, put it all in a bowl. Alright, here is a very important announcement. Do not use the same board and the same knife that you use to cut your vegetables because sometimes the chicken carries a disease, and it is very important to stay away from using cutting raw chicken with the same things you're going to use to cut your vegetables.
Go ahead and cut it into cubes. Okay, now you need 2 large carrots and 3 Yukon garlic potatoes.
Peeled. and you bring your old knife back, cut these parts, crash them, or if you'd like them, eat them. And okay, so now here's the tricky part about the carrots. There's a special way to cut them. You can't cut them in slices like this. It's wrong. You have to cut them rangiri style, which is cut like this, not straight but sideways, then quarter turn, cut, quarter turn, cut, quarter turn, cut, quarter turn, cut. In a moment, it's gonna be too thick for them. It's gonna be too thick, so you just don't cut anymore because it's way too thick for coction. It's easy and they look nice. Once you get carrots, wait, potato. Now cut the potatoes into cubes, small cubes. Put these aside. So you have to cut the tail. Half. And repeat the process. Now once you have that ready and spoken, go ahead and put your onion first. And cook it until it's nice and golden. Once onions are nice and golden, then go ahead and put in the garlic and ginger. Once you've got that already good in here, you can go ahead put in your Fuji apple. Okay, once that's done, you can go ahead and put your chicken. Okay, now that we're a little bit stir it up. Okay, then 1.5 tablespoons of honey, 1 tablespoon of ketchup, and 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. Like that. Stir that for a while until you think it's okay. And now a good 4 cups of chicken stock. Then add the carrots in rangiri style and the Yukon Gold potatoes and let them sit there for about 10 to 15 minutes or until the potatoes are nicely cooked. Once 10-15 minutes have passed and your potatoes are nice and cooked, it's time to put in the curry root. Okay, don't just toss it in there. There's a very interesting technique for this, and it is not that hard at all. So since our soup is boiling, we put this thing here. I forgot the name of it, and just boop, boop, put it there. Okay, now let the curry be in there with some of the soup, and let it melt in there. Let it melt in there, so then we can do some magic. Okay, now as you see, once it's nice and like that, you can just use a chopstick, and drop it in. Okay, once you drop the first part, you can go ahead and do the rest. I would recommend buying it already made, but if you can want to make it, there's this, and then there's also a golden curry, which is another one. But if you want to make the curry yourself, I'll leave how to do it I'll leave how to do it later. It's later in the video. So as you see, it's still very liquid, and we have to be able to make it solidified. So you really need to keep stirring and lower the heat. Add rice in the side of the dish, so it's more Japanese styled. Once the curry is nice and dense, you can add it to the side of the other dish. And now you can enjoy your karē. Now in Japanese, you can say, "Itadakimasu." Arigatou gozaimasu.